Tim and Tony podcast brings you
the Mild Manner Movie Review with your host, Tim.
And Tony. On this week's episode, we'll be talking about Mission Impossible Fallout.
Along with everything else happening in the geek news.
Are you not entertained?
Cool party.
Great Scott!
I have an army. We have a Hulk.
Yeah, but don't forget,
Welcome to Earth. I'll be back.
You play ball like a girl!
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
We came,
Still
we saw, we
freaking out.
kicked its ass.
Fucking spectacular.
All right, what's new?
Not a whole lot for me, besides my mini vacation coming up.
I'm
I'm going out of town. A little bit. Actually, maybe not. Going to Florida on Thursday
Oh, okay.
for the weekend. Extended weekend.
Yeah, nice. I kind of hate you a little bit.
Totally understandable. I wouldn't have it any other way.
It's supposed to snow too soon. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm getting out of here right when but it seems like we both made or got some new things on the same day.
Same, yeah.
I didn't get any books, actually. It was
Okay.
Oh no, I lied. That's a blatant lie. I bought for like $25 there was a box of 100 mystery books.
Oh, okay.
So I bought 2 of those. So I've got 200 books. There's a lot of decent stuff in there.
Really?
Yeah. A couple like not full runs, but you know, like
yeah, close
10
enough.
or so.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
like
pretty
enough to
good.
get.
Yeah.
So I haven't gone through all of it yet, but there's a lot of Superman.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm kind of excited about that. And then I bought the PowerCoin set.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. That's
Cause
now you need like a display box.
What did we talk about just before?
and it's
Do
funny-
not tempt me.
It's funny because I was at Michael's and they have a bunch of them. They're super
really?
expensive though. I was like, ooh.
Well,
I was gonna take a picture.
The store I was in had like ones that I would basically be, and I was always like, where did you get those, or can I have those? Like,
Can I have those?
you don't need them.
Yeah, I got. I bought what is it? Mystery box, Batman '66.
Oh, okay.
I'm a sucker
Okay.
for it,
I was
from
gonna-
Target.
I was gonna. Oh, really?
It's like $25. 2 pops. It came with the Penguin and Batman.
2 like sets of pops too.
Well,
So that's
it's like one set of both. Like they were
Oh,
together,
okay.
and it was pretty cool. He's shooting the gas at him, and Batman's got the gas mask type thing in his mouth.
Okay.
Came with socks, 2 other action figures, Batman and Catwoman, and then magnets.
Nice.
It's pretty legit.
Yeah.
It was worth the
That sounds
$25.
Oh yeah, that sounds like it. For like the pops alone.
I know, right? Yeah, that's probably $20 right there
At least,
for
yeah.
2 of them. And then the books I bought. Well, Legends of Tomorrow showed up, and then tomorrow I have like 2 Green Lanterns and Hawkman and Adam Strange book, and then I have Infinite Crisis and Crisis on Infinite Earths.
That actually reminds me. I got. I think one of
Couple
them.
of those.
I've got the 6th version. There's 6 issues of Infinite Crisis, and like another one.
I think that's all of them.
I think so. I might
because
have
it was
gotten all.
that was the cheaper one out of the 2. The
like I said,
Crisis on Infinite Earths was like $30.
I went through. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get all the DC and Marvel ones out and put that
Mm-hmm.
in a separate pile, and then like all the
all the
like indie version.
yeah,
or
Dark Horse or
Dark Horse, Valiant.
Yeah.
All those other publishers.
Yeah, so that was my Christmas gift.
It's time to treat myself.
Yeah. All right, let's jump right into our first segment.
Clark Kent, just a mild-mannered reporter.
He doesn't want to be famous, and I'll make him infamous.
General, haven't you ever heard of freedom of the press?
I'm not a cop. I'm a reporter.
Gossip, rumors, panic in the streets. We're lucky.
Vicky Vale. I'm intrigued by Alex's giant bat story, so I've done some...
The Batman.
Nobody cares about Clark Kent taking on the Batman.
It is not. I resent that. Slander is spoken. In print, it's libel.
The police won't help. The press has to do the right thing.
serious?
All right, first up on the docket. I'm going to go a little out of order. We're switching up the news.
Are we going to go me, you? Or
yeah, we'll go me, you.
But you're just going to pick a different.
Yeah.
Okay.
We each did 3 news things from the past week or well, this one was a little longer just because we haven't done news in a while. But my first one's going to be Batwoman show gets official pilot by CW, which finally they announced that.
I was just saying,
and the director is from Game of Thrones. Directed a bunch of Game of Thrones episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's big news. So we'll be seeing her next year, Ruby Rose, in her own show on CW.
Okay, there. That's the one.
What?
The picture.
Oh, wait. Whoops. Yeah, I forgot the pictures were in order. Well, because I wanted
my toes. All right.
my first one, I wanted to bring up something else I forgot to write in there.
All right. We'll get to mine. But Christopher McQuarrie is set to direct Mission Impossible 7 and 8 back to back. They're going to be shooting them. And he reportedly turned down DC movies to do it.
That's awesome.
I guess 2021 and 22 are when 7 and 8 are supposed to come out.
Yes.
So, I mean...
And they were hinting that it might be the last one. Because he's going to be like 60 when the last one does
Even
come
this
out.
one was going to be like the last. It seemed like he would be the last one.
No, he's... Till he dies, I think. He's just going to keep going. Yeah, but that's crazy because, I mean, first off, he's the first director to do 2 in a row.
Yep.
Now he's doing 4 in a row.
And it's like the first... Like these... I think it was between this and Ghost... Rogue Nation was the last one, or
Rogue Nation was the last one.
It was the shortest amount of time in between Mission Impossible movies.
Yes,
because I mean this all started in '96, I think.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then it was like every 4 or 5 years in between them all.
It was there was a long one between 3 and Ghost Protocol like brought it back.
Yeah.
From the dead.
And now it's like every couple of years almost.
It's the Fast and Furious now.
It's almost there.
Yep. Okay. Now I'll start in the beginning. Luke Wilson cast as Pat Dugan, a.k.a. Shripe, in upcoming Stargirl TV show. Which this is crazy because this cast is unreal. That's what I wanted to pull up real quick.
In the Stargirl show?
Yeah. So Breck Basinger.
Okay.
Something like that. I don't know. She's the main girl. But then Lou Ferrigno Jr. is going to be our man.
Oh, wow. They're really...
Yeah. 2 guys I don't know. Neil Hopkins was in a few things.
The name
recognizable. It's going to be Sportsmaster.
Ooh.
Joe McHale is going to be Starman.
Okay, yeah. I remember that one.
Brian Straff is going to be Wildcat. TV people mainly.
Yeah.
But then Luke and he's gonna be her stepdad, so it seems like he's gonna be in a lot of the series.
So that's good.
Yeah, because he's gonna be Stripe was originally the sidekick of Starman.
Oh, okay. So
in the comics, at least. Yeah.
So that's the way they're going with it. Okay. Next up for news, I'm going backwards. Completely now, just
keep it.
I'm just
keep
like
it
scrolling through. John Glover is reportedly cast in Shazam.
Did they say?
It was like a rumor. I'm gonna call it a rumor because it was like rumored, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, that'd be cool," and then no one's really officially came out.
I feel like they're done filming though, so like.
Well,
unless
maybe I'll save that fun fact for later, but they weren't finished editing Fallout until 3 weeks before it premiered.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but that's editing, not reshoots.
It could just be editing someone in.
No, I think you got to reshoot though.
Yeah.
Some of it.
But that would still be cool. Give him, because he just recently got on Twitter.
Did he?
Yeah, like recently just got it, and I think he already went on his kid's podcast. Lex.
Oh, Lex. He did, yes. I did see that. Yeah, Steve just work for DC, and then they'll just keep hiring you.
Exactly.
All right, and then my last one, Young Justice episode titles reveal an ominous message. So the first letter of each episode spells out "prepare the anti-life equation," which is Darkseid's equation that he uses to take over the world, pretty much.
The mega beams and zeta beams.
So I wonder if I watched the first couple episodes.
I watched the first one. I haven't gotten.
I think I watched the first 3. I gotta watch the last 3 that just came out. They're good so far, though.
And then, where's my mouse? Last up for news, Chris Pratt is engaged to Katherine Schwarzenegger. This kind of came out of nowhere. I think they said they were keeping it kind of under wraps.
I think they started dating like right after.
It had to be right after.
Right after the divorce, which.
Hey, good for them.
Yeah.
It's just Schwarzenegger. So I mean, the possibilities are endless for his movies.
He had to ask Arnold for.
That's got to be the most terrifying thing.
To ask the Terminator.
Oh, hey, so I had a question for you.
I feel like he's got a cigar in his mouth while he's talking to him.
Yeah. That's what he had to do. He'd have to be like, all right, we're going out. We're going to have cigars. Okay, now I got something to ask you.
Yeah, good for him, though.
Yeah.
And that spent all of his money on that ring. It's
that
ridiculous.
ring is massive.
I don't think we have a picture of it, but...
No, but he's got the money to spend on it. We'll say that.
Yep.
And then if not, Lego Movie 2. So
I think that he got an advanced paycheck on that one.
Hey, we know it's going to be a hit, so can I get a little bit?
Give me some extra money.
But now it looks like it's time to talk about some new trailers.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
First up on the list, Captain Marvel got a new TV spot, I guess.
It was long. It was kind of a trailer,
an extended trailer. Well, yeah, trailer 2, we'll call it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't like it was like a minute and a half or so.
So it wasn't like a 3-minute trailer like a typical one.
Mostly got some of the same stuff. We got some different Nick Fury and her reaction or interactions. Like when he asks, "How do I know you're not a Skrull?" Yeah. She blows up the jukebox. What's that supposed to mean?
And that's supposed to tell me what? Like,
Skrulls can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And how do I know that they can't do that?
Yeah, that was a good one. We lost video.
After I just activated it, too.
Next up, we got not like a trailer, but a longer teaser of a YouTube series, Weird City. Did you watch this one?
I did not get a chance to see this one.
This one has Dylan O'Brien, the guy from, was it Maze Runners? Those ones?
Yes.
And then like Ed O'Neill. Oh yeah, he is Bumblebee.
He's the voice of Bumblebee. Did you see it?
No, we were gonna go today.
Oh really? Until I couldn't remember when the hell we were.
No, soon though.
It is very good.
I know, I can't wait. Yeah, but this looks pretty good, and I'll give it a chance just because Cobra Kai did well on YouTube.
Right? Yeah, YouTube's got.
Some of their stuff looks a little better. Yeah.
And then Punisher also got a season 2 trailer.
This looks really good.
Which I'm pretty sure this will be the last one for it. So they're gonna go all out for it.
Yeah, it looks really good though, and it looks like they're bringing everybody back.
Yeah, because I forget the
villain.
No, the girl's name from Daredevil.
Oh, Karen Page.
Karen. It's like I should know.
I don't know her real name.
I know her real name, Deborah Ann Woll. I know that. I don't know her character name.
Yeah, she's back. What was it? The guy that, like his war buddy, the black guy.
Okay, yeah.
He's back. The villain is now Jigsaw.
Okay, yeah. The like
his face is all messed up. Yeah, because of their fight at the end. Looks really good though. It looks crazier than the first season, which the first season was insane. Next up, we got the Game of Thrones season 8 teaser trailer, which still has not shown us anything about what's going to happen in the season.
Was it at least more than a little bit of fire and a little bit of ice?
It was just a little bit of ice.
Just a little bit longer, more ice. Time?
All the Stark kids walking in it's like the.
Not all of them. Though, right?
The three that are still alive.
I haven't watched it, but I even know.
Are walking in like the Winterfell like catacombs, where all like the statues of like the people who passed, and they get to the end, and it's them three are the statues, and then like a bunch of ice starts like creeping in, and two of them pull out swords, and then it just ends. So I don't think we're gonna get anything until, which I guess in HBO's, I didn't put this on there, but this is a good one. If you haven't seen it, is the Watchmen get like a little, it's like an HBO promo, but it's only like 10 seconds.
Oh, so it's not even like.
No, but
it's like the thing that Tom Cruise posted for
Rorschach.
Though. Oh, you see that?
I don't think it's him. I think it's like a copycat. It's gotta be. Well, it has to be.
Well, yeah.
But
well,
it's not as good as the Zack Snyder mask. It's just kind of plain with the blotches on it, but it looks just like it. But that looks really good.
And then just today, the 15th, Spider-Man Far From Home trailer.
I know, I watched it like 10 times.
I watched it, yeah. Once just to hear the music. When they did the theme song with it. Oh, that was cool.
I loved when Ned got tranked. Is he gonna be all right? Maybe roll him over so he doesn't swallow his tongue.
But it seemed like it was funny watching it because it started off, you're like, oh, okay, anime's totally cool with this.
Yeah.
Which kind of that whole thing looked like you played a little bit of the game, right?
None of the story though.
But the story is like Aunt May runs like a soup kitchen, or is like in charge of like a soup kitchen place.
Okay.
Where it kind of looked very similar to where.
Okay.
Where it's like, oh yeah, and then Peter helps out there, and
I could see that. And then we see some of the villains, and then Mysterio fighting those villains.
I've seen Waterman. No, it's not right, but
I read one that in the background behind Ned in one of the scenes where they're on a boat, you could see AMS, like the boat's name is AMS 112 or some number, and it's Amazing Spider-Man 112, and it's the first appearance of Hydro-Man.
Hydro-Man, that was it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've heard that. I've heard elementals because they look like giant.
The one guy's rocks.
I thought it was Sand. I thought it was Sandman at first.
So did I, but then when I watched it again, it looked more rocks.
Yeah.
With some sand, I guess. And then there was like a fire or lava or something like that. But my theory is that Mysterio is the one making them. And
that would make the most sense. Where it's like, hey, I'm a good guy.
He's pulling a syndrome.
Yeah.
From Incredibles.
I mean, you described it perfectly.
Yeah.
When you said
that's what I'm thinking, though. That's my theory.
And it was interesting to see Fury seemed a little more hard, like hard, no, kind of still funny, but like straight to the point.
Yeah, and no Tony. Which
I've heard two different things. Where one, he's dead.
Yeah, or
they're either like
they're not showing any.
Everyone complained about him. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people were like, he was in it too much in the first one.
I don't think so.
I've heard that complaint. So I think like, let's not put him in.
Even if he is alive after Endgame, I don't think we'll see him in the trailer until after that movie at least.
No, even if he's alive in Endgame, I don't think we'd see him again until they redo Iron Man.
No, I could see him being in a scene or two of Spider-Man.
Probably be like an end credit, like, hey kid, I'm out.
Even a phone call. Because, I mean, he's with Happy in the beginning.
Right, but then even Happy's like, you're doing this on your own.
Yeah, kind of. I could see him being in the movie.
I'm sure he's in it, but they're definitely not going to throw...
Yeah, whether he's alive or not.
Marvel was even upset that they released a trailer...
Now?
Before Endgame came out.
Jeez.
Because that whole movie just kind of throws itself in a loop.
Yeah.
All right, looks like it's time for some TNT trivia.
Yeah, switch it from TV to.
I am.
So we're not really against.
I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus!
I'm Batman. It's one of those like.
I'm Wayne Brady Betts!
Have I been reading it wrong?
I am your father.
I'm scared.
You should not be.
Vengeance. I am the knight. I am Batman.
I am the Clit Commander.
Yes, I'm Batman.
I'm rich, biatch!
This week, the theme is Mission Impossible Fallout.
All right, so we're
I
doing.
was going to say, do we want to explain it a
Yeah,
little bit?
I'll explain it before I go into mine. So I'll go first. Tony will guess. So instead of doing, we're still gonna do a "Who am I?" question, but we're not gonna make like I am an actor, like how we used to do. So that you can never, you can never get the first one. This time we're just gonna read all 4 of the 4 movies that they're most known for on IMDb, and then that person gets to guess.
Okay.
So I gave you a meatball right down the middle. So if you don't get it, you are officially out.
I'm also looking at the list too of actors, not like their things, but
okay, I'll allow it.
You're freaking me out because I was so prepared. I had like an Excel
you were trying to
spreadsheet.
make it so much more complicated than it has to be.
You're like, no, just read the 4 movies.
And then after Tony guesses,
you'll give some.
I'm gonna give. I have 3 facts about that person, which I thought were kind of cool. All right, so here are the 4 movies. Do you want me to go on in the order that is the hardest?
It's not gonna change
doesn't
it,
matter.
probably.
Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, Justice League, and The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Okay. I don't know, Alex. This could be anybody.
This could be.
That's definitely Henry Cavill.
That is correct.
Yes.
All right. So my 3 facts. This one's kind of a long one, but I thought it was kind of cool. In 2005, Henry Cavill became a young contender for the role of James Bond in Casino Royale and performed in the final screen test. However, the producers believed Henry was too young for the role and gave it to Daniel Craig. He was also under heavy consideration and auditioned for the role of Superman in Superman Returns in 2006. But eventually, the role was given to Brandon Routh. Due to this, Empire magazine dubbed Henry Cavill the most unlucky man in Hollywood in December of 2005. And I think he also lost the role of Edward in Twilight. Like the author of Twilight wanted him to be Edward. That's who she wrote about when she was.
Okay. Actually, I think I've heard that part where like she thought of him when he was.
All right, my 2. This one I thought was really cool, actually. He is a fan of NFL football. He's from London, as you know, or England.
Yeah. He's not from around here.
Yeah, he's a fan of NFL football team Kansas City Chiefs because he became a fan of the Chiefs because Clark Kent is from Kansas.
That's cool. That's cool.
Usually attends 2 to 3 games every year, and proudly shows loyalty by wearing Chiefs gear on his movie sets.
That's cool.
And then the last one's a short one. His dream role is to play Alexander the Great.
That's an interesting one. All right.
I'll pull up my list now.
Honestly, it's pretty easy.
Oh, I'm on the wrong movie.
But my Who Am I? The movies that they are known for are Mission Impossible Fallout, About Time, and The Crown.
Oh, I know who it is.
I had a list, so you can have a list just for.
I know who it is. It's Vanessa Kirby.
That is correct.
What was her name in it? She was
the White Widow.
Yeah, White Widow.
And then some. I don't think I have official trivia, but I'm on her IMDb page. But some trivia about her. I believe stemming from her role in Fallout, she was cast in Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh yeah.
The Rock wanted her on the film, so now she's in the movie. Another one, which I'll actually take from this, she was actually cast in Fallout because Tom Cruise was a fan of her when she was playing The Crown.
Yeah,
he
see
watched
that,
it and he's like, oh, you know what, let's get her on. let's get her on the movie. And then third, she's also like Henry Cavill, not from around here. She grew up, or she was raised in Wimbledon, London, reportedly within earshot of where they play, of like Wimbledon, where they play the tennis.
Yeah.
She like grew up like next door almost.
It's funny, I actually do have her name on there too.
Oh.
On my second one. All right, so now that was the last fact about her.
That was 3 about her, yes.
All right, so now we're each gonna do 3 random facts about the movie.
Yes, about the movie itself.
Let's do alternating.
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right.
I almost tried to do like complimentary of yours,
yeah.
like almost kind of like that.
I'll ride off the back of your person though. The White Widow is introduced as she delivers a tribute speech to her late mother, who is referred to only as Max, and as a lover of paradoxes. While never clarifying on screen, this is likely a reference to the first film in the series, which features a female British arms dealer, also known only as Max. Another Vanessa as well. Vanessa Redgrave played that Max.
All right,
You stole one of my later points. Your very first one.
I have the video.
Do you?
I have it on my history.
We'll play it at the. We'll play it in the final thoughts, or you can play it now.
I can play it as my.
Yeah.
So this is my other.
Yeah, you don't even have to read anything.
No, I don't. This is what happened on the movie. A story from set that
Simon Pegg is.
We were shooting a car chase in Paris. And it was me, Tom, Sean Harris, Ving Rhames, and Henry.
You just asked him if you could tell.
In a small. Can I tell the story? You come out all right. This is us.
I won't full screen it, but you could still generally see.
It's a very cramped car, particularly with Ving and Henry, who are both big guys, and me in the middle, bombing around Paris. And every time we finish the shot, we have to reset the shot, drive back to the start point so we can do it again. Henry has had enough of sitting in the cramped car, so he says, "Can I run back? I'll run back." Because you did a bit of running. Of course, yeah. So Henry took off and ran back to position 1, whereas we just drove next to him going. He was doing the score. We were just driving. He did the whole thing, the whole way. Right next to him.
It's one of the coolest moments of my life, is having Tom Cruise do that driving next to you.
You know you've made it. That's
so
awesome.
yeah, that was a funny clip, or a little tidbit of the movie, like when they were filming it. Like usually you don't really hear those stories, but that's.
I feel like even the last movie.
This movie though, there's a ton of stories, mostly from your point.
And even the last one though, Simon Pegg did another interview on. It might have been on Graham Norton where.
I'm pretty sure it was Graham.
Where he was talking about how when they were in the car chase in Morocco, Tom Cruise kept turning on his seat warmer.
Oh yeah, well, I do remember.
And so then he got a piece of like black electrical tape and put it on the light and turned his on, and Tom couldn't figure it out. And then he finally figured it out.
Like stuff like that's funny.
Yeah. All right. My number 2, which was one of my favorite scenes, the bathroom fight, was meant to be shot in 4 days, but due to the complexity of the fight, it ended up being shot over 4 weeks, which is insane.
That's a lot of time just doing the same
in a small room.
Yeah. A small fabricated bathroom. We'll go to my number 2. Simon Pegg was cast after Tom Cruise and J.J. Abrams saw Shaun of the Dead. So that was it from Mission Impossible 3.
Yeah.
For Simon Pegg's first movie. And then Tom Cruise was originally supposed to be in The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and then Henry Cavill took his place when Tom Cruise couldn't do, or when he was doing. I think it was.
Was it Ghost Protocol?
Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. Oh, okay. Yeah, that one, I saw that. That one kept popping up every time I was looking up stuff. That was a good one. Okay, my last one, I'll try to paraphrase it a little bit.
I mean,
yeah. Simon Pegg I'll just read it. Yeah. Simon Pegg got in such good shape while training in the gym for his action scenes that he got an 8-pack abs for the first time in 25 years, even though it wasn't required for his role at all. The actor is not an action star or known for his body and was teased on set by co-stars Tom Cruise and Henry Cavill, who actually are action stars and regularly show off their 8-pack abs in films. And then they nicknamed him Pegg 8-pack Peggles due to his newfound abs.
Yeah, like he doesn't need to be in that great of shape.
Yeah, no.
But he did anyway.
He was in the field though. Yeah. Right in the beginning too, which was great.
So my third one, I'm gonna have to expand on what I wrote because I just kind of wrote notes and I was like, so in the first Mission Impossible, Luther's character was supposed to die.
The very first one?
The very first one. Luther was supposed to die, and Tom Cruise liked the dynamic between Ethan and Luther, so he told him, no, he can't die. So Luther has now been in every movie.
Since, yeah.
Along with Tom Cruise. They're the only two to be in all 6.
I think, yeah, and wasn't it... Ghost Protocol, though, he only does appearance at the end.
Right, he only shows up for a little bit. But technically, they've still...
He's been in every single one,
They're the only two that have been in every single one.
And Pegg's been in every single one since 3. It's the closest.
So he was written to die, but didn't. Then Jeremy Renner was offered a cameo in this film to kind of piggyback from the last one. But he was supposed to die in that first scene. Or in, like, the first scene of the movie, he was supposed to die.
Oh.
Like, if he did come back, he would have died.
So good thing he didn't come back.
One, he's like, no, I don't want to do that. And 2, he had to do Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
So then they're like, okay, now Benji's going to die. And then they wrote it, and, like, they were doing it, and I guess McQuarrie's like, you know what, that doesn't work at all. So then none of them die in the beginning. But
Thank
Luther
God.
and Benji both say, or they were both saying, we should be dead. And that was kind of like a callback to them, each one of them supposing to be dead. So even the writers on the film got to throw their 2 cents in.
All right, I like that trivia. I like this general...
Because then you get to know more about it instead of trying to think of
things
a small...
Yeah.
Like, what was the number of the plutonium?
I have no idea.
It's like CCP 669, I think.
Yeah, that
or CCR for Russia or something. It's close enough.
All right, now that we're done with trivia, let's move on.
It's now time for the main event.
Let's get ready to rumble!
The moment you've all been waiting for.
Hold on to your butts.
Our full review of Mission Impossible Fallout.
And now for a short summary.
Ethan Hunt and his IMF team, along with some familiar allies, race against time after a mission gone wrong.
All right. I will start with my top 5.
Your top 5.
All right, number 1, the bathroom scene when they're fighting, and then...
I mean, just the scene overall.
Yeah.
But definitely the fighting, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's even funny in the beginning when they're trying to figure out who he is, and then the guy steps in front of him.
As he's going to wash his hand, yeah.
Yeah, but that fight's awesome, and then the arm reload. Yeah, it's just perfect. Yeah, Henry Cavill's great in that.
That's insane.
Yeah, he's a beast. Yeah, and then was it Ilsa shows up at the end, which is pretty sweet to tie it all together. Which there was a deleted scene where they meet before the bathroom.
Really?
Or they run into each other before the bathroom. I don't know if they say anything, but then there's a whole sequence of how they get down. From the roof.
I think that
you see it in the trailer.
Okay, that's what it,
we watched the whole special feature. It was like an hour of special features, and that was like one of the bigger stunts in the movie, and it's just completely gone. It's not in there at all. I'll get to that when I'm talking about the stunts later, though. But number 2 is the chase on foot. Is probably one of the funnier scenes too. But yeah,
honestly, like throughout the entire movie, the humor, like subtle humor, because even going back to your bathroom scene, like he's like, "Oh, can you still make a thing?" And Ethan's like, "No, I need a face."
Yeah, I need a face. I meant it should have been the chest.
But yeah, like the chase on.
Yeah. I think I have a few of the quotes in my quotes, so I'll say them then. Let's see. Number 3 is the car/motorcycle chase through Paris. And just for the fact that I love that clip that we played, just thinking about that too was funny.
Well, yeah, because seeing them all sit in like that tiny car.
That tiny car. And then like even I think one of the really good scenes, it's not even like action in that part, but when they open up the garage door and the cops there. It's crazy.
I forget. I was in a YouTube hole, and I found someone was like reviewing that scene. They're like, "This is the best scene in cinema ever," because it's got like all the action, like the timing, the character, like all that stuff. And
they're like, she gets shot, and then he takes out all 4 of her guys. That's just a crazy scene.
Yeah, like in the middle of all, like the chasing and stuff.
And then like, so I thought they digitally put in when he goes in that like turnaround or that circle.
No, that was
all those cars are there.
Yeah.
like they might have added like 1 or 2, but they're all there, and he's driving through
as fast as the motorcycle can go. He said is how fast he was going.
Yeah, that was nuts. Number 4, if you didn't put the quote, I would have, the Halloween one. But the masks in the movie, just in the beginning, the Wolf Blitzer one.
Yep. That got me. In the theater, I'm like, oh my God.
Dude, I was like, oh my God, they blew up all those things.
Rome is gone.
The Pope is gone? The Pope is dead?
Yeah, that got me. And then it's halfway through, I'm like, wait a minute, this sounds a little... And then he said go and everything. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, and then the walls all fall off, and the guy's just like, what is going on? That is a great scene. And then, like, even, like, what is it? When he's dressed up as... What's the villain's name? Solomon, yeah.
Lane.
And then he, like, looks over, and he sees the computer. He's like, oh, no.
That moment... which I'm still trying to figure out when they switched him. Because...
There was a deleted scene that shows it for like a 2-second scene, but yeah, it wasn't worth
adding it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then even trying to get the when Henry Cavill hits the guy with the laptop and knocks him out, and he's trying to make the mask. He's like looking at him, was like, really? You had to hit him with the laptop?
He just gives him that look like
seriously. Then number 5 is the Halo jump, which was probably
so cool,
the craziest like how they did it.
Oh, it's that alone, like how they were, and then adding in like the lightning, that's cool.
It was like 106 jumps to get all that on film
because they only had 3 minutes every day.
Yeah,
because they were only doing it at dusk.
Yeah,
which is like 3 minutes before the sun's gone and you can't do anything.
Yeah. And then they did they showed, because they had to do it in increments, like when he grabs onto him, and then when he switches the tank is another one. And then just jumping out in the first one, that might have been the hardest one. Just jumping straight, because the guy holding the camera has it on his head, has to run backwards.
He has to go first. And
has to run backwards, perfectly time it, and then Tom Cruise has to get literally exactly 3 feet away from him.
Probably closer than we are here.
He's like 2.5 feet, won't work. He's like, I have to be exactly 3 feet. And like they have another, in the special features, you could see like from another camera angle, like him getting there. It's like, oh my God. Yeah, just like that was, I was like, I don't care about him grabbing onto him. I was like, that was the hardest one.
Trying to save him from free fall, that's whatever. But like,
but yeah, it was crazy. All right, then my honorable mentions. It's just that the climax of the movie, helicopter final fight is great. So I think is that one of your top ones? Yeah, we'll talk about that more then. The stunts, which we've talked about a bunch already.
I mean, just like the entire series as well. Like every movie has stepped it up 100%. This one was like 300%.
It's insane.
Because you're watching it, you're like, okay, nothing looks okay. Maybe the lightning was all CGI. Like that's practical. That's fine.
That and like they couldn't jump in what was it, Paris or no, they were jumping somewhere else, but they couldn't jump in that city. That's the only thing they changed. Is like they added the lightning and then they changed the background of the city because I think they were jumping. I can't remember where.
New Zealand. Jumping.
No.
Jumping was.
It was a desert.
Oh
somewhere.
yeah, it was.
But that's the only thing that's changed though.
Yeah, where it's like okay, fine. Like I'd rather have that than a CG Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Like the score is great. Just every time they play that theme song, is awesome.
I loved your problem.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I read it, I'm like, oh my god.
It's a big problem. Yeah. And then we've talked about the Simon Pegg interviews are just great. Or just even all of them. I sent you the other one. There's like a 7-minute one where they're talking about the helicopter stunts and him breaking his ankle. Just great interviews.
All right, so my top 5, I'm going to start with the Halo jump.
Yeah.
Just like you were saying, I watched like a special feature before the movie even came out of like how they did it and like how he had to learn everything. So I was like, okay, this scene's gonna be cool. And then when I saw it, I'm like, this is amazing. This is so much better than I thought it could be.
And like they had to custom make those helmets.
Right. Like even that, it's like, okay,
they needed to make a helmet that had a light, and I'm like, that wouldn't ignite the oxygen in the helmet.
It's like, okay, Halo jumpers is probably 10,000. I have no idea. There's probably 10,000 people who do that.
Not even
who are like licensed and can do that.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we're gonna make our own helmets so we can see them in it.
Yeah, so we can see their faces.
That's insane. I would have just been like, nope, okay, CGI on top of the mask.
It's just the blue. The person jumping can't see anything.
But yeah, that entire Halo jump was like getting from there to and then landing and being like you said with the humor. It's like, hey, you lost your oxygen tank.
Yeah. It looks like someone lost their oxygen tank. It's just like, you son of a bitch.
And then my number 2,
Before we go on, all right, I'm thinking when they're in the plane and Cavill says, what does he say? Your mission, that line, your mission, should you choose it?
Like when they're going over
Tom Cruise gives him a funny look. You know what scene I'm talking about?
Yes, yeah, I know exactly.
I think he figures out that he's not.
I'm pretty sure he knew very early on.
I think that's where he figured it out. And then Luch was saying, why wouldn't he let him die? Because he still needs to follow him to get the rest of the apostles or the plutonium.
The plutonium,
yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely one. Even earlier than. Oh no, that's kind of the same scene when he like scans his face like to see how it works. It's like, oh yeah, this is just a mask. It's like, well, he nailed it right there. It's like, yeah. Walker's a mask for like.
Yeah.
Movie would have been over.
But I think that's when he figures it out. I think he's that good, at least.
Yeah, because didn't Lane say that in the movie previous, where he's like, your mission, you're choosing. I thought
I want to say it's the intro when Tom Cruise passes out in the box. Remember? Doesn't he say it to him there?
He says it to him.
And then he shoots the random chick.
Yes.
I think those are the only 2 villains who ever say that to him.
Right, so he probably put it together.
Yeah.
And then after the whole phone thing, which I don't think he really knew about, but when they were filming
that gives it away
that gives it
to the audience.
Us,
yeah.
That's when I was like, oh, okay, that's how they're going to do it.
I think, do we talk about that twist later? Or? We could talk about it in your point.
In my okay. So 2 was the bathroom scene.
Yep.
Just the humor, the fight,
he's just warming up. It's perfect in the trailer too, because I love when they sync it to the song. And then he just goes right into just like haymakering this guy in the stomach. The guy should be dead. I'm pretty sure his character in this is stronger than Superman.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, that guy. There's no way he would have made it through that. But we talked about the bathroom scene kind of at length already, so that's pretty much it. Number 3, the end scene. Just like I kind of broke it down, like the setup to it, where they're like, okay, we got to figure out. There's 2 bombs. Like they tell you, this is what's gonna happen, or like
And then,
they tell you the end of the movie, basically.
And then the oh shit.
The oh shit moment when he's like walking up, like, all right, let's go find it. And it's just like Ethan. In the theater, I'm like, oh no, because in like the setup, I'm trying to piece it together. Like, okay, clearly she's in this somehow. And then I remembered, wait, she's a doctor from the end of the last one. Like that split second, you're like, oh, no way.
And they like watching it through like the second time, they lay it on real thick. Like there's a medical camp there. Why would he choose there?
Why would he pick the medical camp?
And like none of them could figure it out.
And even when he's explaining, like, yeah, some random guardian angel is just like, hey, yeah, we want you guys there.
After Lark was just calling himself her guardian angel, is perfect.
And then like the helicopter, and then I put Final Fights because the one with
Lane
and Ilsa and a little bit of Benji.
Yeah, Benji doesn't last too long.
Just the whole end scene really hammers the whole movie home.
Yeah, that fight I like the fight on the cliff,
the ledge.
That one's good, and then it's crazy when he falls from the helicopter.
Oh,
because he really did that too.
Oh God, Tom Cruise, like what?
And they thought they actually like lost him there.
I would think that too. Yeah.
I think they were. Who was watching it? It was like Rebecca Ferguson and Simon Pegg.
Oh, I'm sure everyone.
And I guess and the director, and he hits the thing and then he goes under it.
Yeah.
And they're like, we lost Tom. But I think like they meant to say we lost him on the camera or whatever. He did that like 5 times too. And like everyone's like, oh my God, is he dead?
Everyone's saying like,
it's like,
oh my God,
we killed Tom Cruise.
But then no, he like reclimbs the
It's just nuts. You gotta watch all the
special features.
Those are
Like,
crazy.
of course he has a harness.
Yeah,
like,
but he still has to.
But that's still all. It's not like pulling him up.
He
that's
has
all
to
him.
like let go, and he's like, "That's the hardest part. It's like fighting the urge to hold on, and then you have to let it hit you." And he's like, he did like 5 or 6. He was like, that was already too many times. And this is the guy who let that plane take off while he was on the side. Like they did it like 8 times, going like 300 miles per hour.
But that leads to my 4th point, how this movie ties together all the old movies, and there's like a purpose behind it instead of, well, the Max thing's probably just like, hey fans, this is for you.
Yeah,
but it works. Mm-hmm. It's not like, oh, they shoehorned it. It still works with the story. Bringing in Julia, like that whole thing.
The beginning and the end of the movie with her. And then even like, was it Rogue Nation kind of tied all of them together, saying that Lane was the one who kind of did it all. So like you have that coming over.
Everything's continuing on, and you still wrap it up. And
I mean, this is the first movie with the same villain and even the same secretary, because they switch those out every movie.
The second one that Ethan sees die too.
Yeah. Who's the first? Was
the first one was the one with Renner, I thought, because isn't he in the van with him when he gets shot?
Who was this? Oh yeah.
I think that's...
Is that the second one then? So I thought he saw another one.
Rogue.
Die. All I can remember is I think it was
in the Rogue Nation.
Anthony Hopkins was the secretary in 2. That's it. Yeah. The only thing I can remember. Because then the rest haven't been. I can't remember.
I don't think they've really the rest of them. Shown them. Mm-hmm. But then my number 5 is the twists.
Like the
movie, the twist in the movie. I don't know why I wrote so good it fools him each time. So yeah, like using the masks both times.
Both times.
Wolf Blitzer, and then
tricking
Walker.
Yeah.
Or
Lark. I think though, the only thing I think it would have been better to have Cavill be the bad guy as a twist, which could have been done easily by just getting rid of the one scene where he gives the phone.
Oh yeah.
If we don't see him give the phone, then you think you don't know who gave her, how she got her info. It could have been her that's bad. Like, so you don't really know who is, or it could be or the CIA. So you don't know it's him. And then you find out when he's in the room with Benji as Lane.
Yeah, that would have been a bigger...
But even before that, even if they took that scene out...
That's why I wrote it, because it's like, even with that in there, you're still
the trailers gave it away because of the helicopter fight, which I get you need to make the trailer, but there was 6 other action or stunt things that you could have put in the trailer.
Just put the Paris scene in the trailer. It would have been like, okay, fine.
Yeah, like you could have done that, and then him being Lark would have been a huge surprise.
No.
And would have been, I think, would have been a little better.
Or kind of like with the dream sequence. It was a dream sequence
in the beginning
when he kills the cop.
Oh,
in the middle. Even that would have been like, oh my God, Ethan killed the killed the cop. Like,
yeah, when they're planning to break Wayne out. Yeah, they could have surprised us a little better, I think, with that.
Or they could have gone with, Ethan is Lark, and gone that route.
Yeah, that would have been good. Either way,
it still worked out.
Movie, but
it still worked out very well. And then my honorable mentions, the humor within the scenes. So like you were saying, like the bathroom scene at the end where it's like, well, we need the face. I had more examples, and now it's just completely gone.
Why do I have to be laying?
Yeah.
He looks seriously? Okay.
When Walker's like, "Oh, hey, hi, I'm Walker," and she goes, "Oh yeah, you're welcome." When Ilsa's like, "Yeah, I saved you," and then when he says it to Benji, he's like, "Oh, I'm Walker, by the way." He's like, "Was the little car your idea?"
Yeah.
Just a little digs where it's it may add some humor. The score / soundtrack. I won't get into it because you're coming up, but all the stunts, all the characters. And then that they did say Fallout in the movie. They did say the name of the movie in the movie.
They didn't say Mission Impossible.
No, they didn't.
Fallout, though, which would have been so much
If
better.
they ever do, though, that's probably going to be the low.
You never know. They could fit it in somehow. In the last one, Tom Cruise.
That's the last one.
Endgame.
That's good.
And he just fades away.
Well, because he did in the.
He did
basically fade away.
Opening dream sequence, yeah.
I like that.
Yep.
I like that idea.
All right, a few problems with the movie. I only have one. And it's that they never played the song from the trailer. The what is it, Imagine Dragons?
Imagine Dragons. Oh, I played it immediately
played it right after. Imagine Dragons song with Friction.
Yes, that's it. Damn, where did that?
Yeah, it was great in the trailer. Even just played at the. Did they play it in the credits? I guess I didn't watch the credits.
Maybe
they might have, but
playing it like when they were walking through the hall with the mirrors and stuff, that was cool. Like
yeah,
that trailer shot.
You could have fit it in.
Oh yeah.
It's a great song. Gets you jacked.
And then my problems. Number one, dying in movies is still very hard to do.
Alec Baldwin.
That's the exact scene. That's the exact scene. Because it's like
it's not terrible.
No, it is one of the better ones, but it's still like, go, and then you see him just close his eyes, and then like tilt his eyes. It's like, okay, I get it, but that's still going to be one of the hardest things you're going to do as an actor is die.
Yeah.
And then number two, obviously Henry Cavill was the bad guy from the trailers, even though it still did manage to make it almost Tom Cruise for a second, where it's like, oh wait, everything he's saying does make sense.
Yeah. How many times do you have to, your government have to disembowel you?
But yeah, clearly he was the
bad guy
the entire time. I mean, look at that mustache.
The mustache is a dead giveaway. All right, favorite quotes. My first one is during the chase scene. I have two from the chase scene. But Ethan's talking to Benji over the comms. Which way, Benji? And I think at first Benji, this is even longer in the one I saw, but he's like, turn right. And he's like, right? Are you sure? And he's like, oh, no, sorry. Turn left. And he's like, go. What are you waiting for? He's like, I'm jumping out a window.
Just like the way he said it.
Yeah. And then Benji like flips the thing. He's like, oh, sorry, I had it in 2D. He's like, good luck. And then before that scene, even he's running through the church to get up
The
stairs,
the classic spiral
the
stairs.
stairs, and he's running. Punisher just stares like, why is he running in circles? And then my last one was just the line by Angela Bassett's Erica Sloane. And it was the way they shot it too. It's like you used a scalpel and it was on Tom Cruise. He's like, I prefer a hammer, and then it went to Henry Cavill.
He's right there.
Yeah, it was just a great one.
Okay, and then my favorite quotes, and this is kind of just this first one's throughout all of them. But your mission, should you choose to accept it, and then goes into it.
Yeah.
Number 2.
This will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Then,
yeah.
My number 2 quote. I think this is
Sloan said it first. Lark says it second.
Yeah. The IMF is like Halloween. A bunch of grown men in masks playing trick or treat.
Yeah, he gets to a bunch of grown men in masks.
Or I think he gets to. He goes. She was right. It is like Halloween. A bunch of grown men in.
And then he realizes, sees the computer.
Oh no.
Yeah.
My number 3 quote is when they're waiting to break Lane out. They're just sitting in the truck like chatting.
Yeah.
And Henry Cavill goes, "Holy shit, you're the guy that caught him."
Yeah.
Like
what's he gonna do when you see him? He's like, "We'll get to that bridge."
Wouldn't he know that already though?
He would.
If he was Lark.
He would, I think. So he knew.
He knew, but that was still a good like, holy shit, you're the guy. Also, who would think that they brought him in?
Yeah.
Even if they're like, oh, some random guy. It's like, no, that was Ethan Hunt.
That was Ethan.
We all know it. And then I said it earlier, but my number 4 quote was, Benji goes, "Was the little car your idea?"
Yeah. It was the little car.
Oh, and I thought I had another quote. Like when I was reading through, I'm like, oh, this would make another good one. And now I can't place it. It was. I can't remember.
There's some good ones though.
I'll think of it later, and it'll be okay.
All right.
Yes. Okay. So when Alec Baldwin gets there, and Tom Cruise is like, "Well, no, you gotta believe me." It's like, what if I don't say yes? And then Alec Baldwin goes, "What do you think he's here for?" Like, he's an assassin.
Yeah.
You know what he's here for. But okay, well, let's move on to recasting some characters.
All right. None.
Total agreements that can't.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to wait a long time until
very long
they
time.
make a clone of Tom Cruise, and then that clone.
That's probably already in the works, though. Who knows what that church is doing? Like,
what that church? Yo, they probably already have a
they've
few.
got tons of them. Tom Cruise ain't going anywhere. Top Gun 30.
But then I suggested that either Erica Sloane or Jeremy Renner, Brandt. Yeah, should be the next secretary.
Which I could totally see both of them doing.
I'd rather see Jeremy Renner do more action.
Yes.
But I can see him.
I could see him do it because that's kind of how they introduced him. Was like, you're the secretary's aide or whatever.
So I can't see him there, but I would like to see him back doing the action stuff.
Or a part of the team.
Yeah.
And then her whole ending lines were like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah. But if I were to just recast like a random, like someone new, I think it would be
Amanda Waller.
No, I thought who was it? Oh, J.K. Simmons I think would be great.
That could be a good one, yeah.
I think he'd be a good one.
You'd be able to do it. Oh, wow.
All right. So you got yours? Do you have any?
No, I totally agree with that. I'm just scrolling through all the pictures that I totally didn't scroll through.
So final thoughts. We'll scroll through the pictures.
Here, I'll even put them up here so we can talk about them.
When he breaks his ankle.
When he breaks his ankle.
Which they only showed this view in the intro of the movie. They don't show it when he's running. They show it from that perspective behind him. Which I thought they should have just shown this. This one looks better.
Yeah.
But yeah, they showed like
and then him like running past the camera.
Past the camera. They showed that one.
That which was the whole one take we did when he busted it, which is insane.
And they had a delay for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
The bathroom scene.
The bathroom scene, which delayed him another 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's pretty close after.
See, this I'm trying to figure out because there's nothing hanging.
There's no payload on this one.
So I wonder if they added the payload after, like the scenes where
payload was there the whole
maybe
time,
the scenes when he's on the side though.
See, but no, because that was all one scene when he crawled up and then hooked onto the bottom.
I'm saying that they.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When they were filming, then they added it after.
I think it was there. This scene was cool.
In the boat.
The Italian jobbing it.
Yeah.
The cool mirror scene, the hallway.
Mm-hmm. Right before they trick
figured
him.
Out, yeah. Tom Cruise without his
because
safety
do they? I don't think they ever mention when they figured it out.
No.
So I think I'm pretty sure it's right in the beginning.
It was right around here though, because Baldwin was he was in on it. Because his whole
I think
whole scene was there.
I think
just
Ethan knew for a very long time. He might not have told anybody else until
but
later.
He's like, hey, this is what's going on.
And then a different poster.
Cool poster.
Oh,
too far. Too soon.
Final thoughts would just be to
even
watch
rewatching
all those,
it is so good.
Yeah, rewatch it.
Oh,
watch all the interviews.
Watch the interviews and watch all like the
special
behind the
features.
scenes and stunts and stuff.
Yeah, the behind all the stunts.
I'm gonna have to do that tonight. Is watch the.
It's like an hour long. It's worth the watch.
Worth it.
So I watched it like all in a row, like 3.5 hours.
Because the set that I have is like just 6 DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the one with the movie on. It's supposed to have special features. I don't see them, but there's a whole nother disc just for special features. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, this was definitely one of the movies you want to own.
Oh yeah,
for that reason alone. Other than that, I have no other thoughts. I think we covered pretty much the whole movie.
With our small little first impression review that we did back in August, I'm pretty sure.
I was wondering, we did do one, right?
I looked it up. I listened to it to make sure, like, we didn't really. We hit like the main things, but we went into way more depth here.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's easier when you can watch it. At home and
pick it apart that way.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's still my number one for last year, I think. Overall. I can't remember what you put it at. Top 3?
I put it 2.
2?
Because I wasn't going to be like, well, hey, we got the same movie.
That just reaffirms my pick, though.
And then I didn't see Spider-Verse, otherwise that probably would have been 3.
Yeah. Yeah, now that's got to be... It's got to fight a lot of movies this year to be...
I did see Aquaman again.
Did you?
Recently, yeah.
Nice.
I liked it better the second time.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to go see it again.
I saw Annabelle this time.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Nice.
I was looking for it.
Yeah, I'm sure whatever I said in that previous review.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
Second on this one. All right, ranking. We're gonna rank spy movie franchises. Our top 5.
Oh, Pink Panther! I totally. Damn, that's another one.
People don't forget.
Oh wait.
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to lie.
And.
Merlin, you're a fucking genius.
Oh, we got a couple spy movies.
Yeah.
Clips.
That's pretty much.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
It's good.
Not so much.
Sykes.
Oh, definitely a spy thriller movie there.
But yeah, we're gonna list our top 5 spy movie franchises.
All right, my list. My number 1 is gonna be.
It's actually a harder list than I thought it would be.
These top 3 are all very close.
We have the same 3 in the top.
Yeah, they're all very close. They could switch either way. I think I went with Bomb just because more movies. There's Sean Connery was great. Roger Moore was great. Name them all. George Lazenby, Timothy Dalton.
I was gonna say that was the one.
Pierce Brosnan and Daniel Craig. And then there was another guy that plays him in Casino Royale, like a really old. It was like an American version of him. I can't remember.
We don't count him.
No. Yeah, but like that, those ones are some of my favorite spy movies. Like, I mean,
oh yeah,
Goldfinger. You played the
you played the game.
Yeah. I mean, even Goldeneye.
I mean, we grew up with Pierce Brosnan as our James Bond.
Yeah, and then when we got older, we got the more badass, older James Bond.
And then we watched all the other ones.
Yeah, I have. Oh wait, they're there. I have almost all the Sean Connery and some of the Roger Moore on VHS. So I had to go Bond. But my number 2 is Mission Impossible.
Name all the villains.
Of Bond?
Oh God, no. Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible?
It's Tom Cruise would be.
I could do John
Voight.
Yeah, John Voight. Dougray Scott. Philip Seymour Hoffman.
And who's the other the guy who played Flash's dad? He's got like 3 names or something.
John Wesley Shipp?
No.
Flash's dad.
In the DCEU.
Oh,
Billy Crudup?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll throw him on there.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, he's 4, which was Ghost Protocol.
Isn't that the chick?
No, he fights a dude in a garage at the end. I can't remember who.
Which one? Is that the one where they're in the Burj? The Burj Khalifa, where he hangs off the building?
Yeah, but at the end, they're fighting in a parking garage where the cars are falling.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
I can't remember who that one is.
No, but that guy?
Solomon Lane and Solomon Lane. So Ghost Protocol is the only one I can't remember the actor. God.
I know who I know what you're talking about.
And then 3 would be Kingsman. It's becoming a franchise because there's only 2 right now. But those 2 are great. 4.
I'm gonna kind of segue. I was gonna put on the news. They just released, or the director released, a photo of Mark Strong at the wedding. The first version that they did.
Oh, where he's still alive?
He just lost his legs, and then he got robotic legs. And he was there in like the British, like basically they're like blues.
Yeah.
So, but he was like there at the wedding, and then the first screening, everyone's like, "No, that's cheap." So that's why he died.
I mean, he had a good death.
Oh, it was amazing.
A great death. One of the best cinematic deaths ever, probably.
Of all time.
Yes. But my number 4, before I start crying.
I won't play it. Don't worry.
My number 4 is Austin Powers. Just great parodies of Bond and
all of them.
Yeah.
Really.
Mainly the Roger Moore Bonds. But, number 5. It's kind of a TV show, but they did have a few movies and a rebooted movie.
It's still a spy.
Yeah,
I would
franchise.
still count it. Yeah.
Get Smart. I love the original, and then Steve Carell is like the perfect person to play it.
It was an amazing movie.
Yeah, and then my honorable mentions would be the Bourne movies, which I haven't seen the newest one yet, but I think I've seen parts of the Renner one, and I haven't seen.
That's the only one I'm questionable. I'm pretty sure I have seen.
It's called Bourne, right? The newest one.
Yes.
I haven't seen that one yet, and then my last honorable mention is Johnny English. Is a great one.
That is a good one. All right, so my top 5, which we already screwed this up because weren't we going 5-1? Or
maybe from now on we will. I don't know.
You said that last.
We keep messing it up. Yeah. But no, we've always done these ones in order.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so my number 1, which definitely with Fallout and like rewatching them all, bumped it to number 1, Mission Impossible. Number 2, James Bond. Like you said, just the sheer amount of them and like all of them. The game, Nightfire, the game for PS2.
Some of the best.
Amazing.
And then Agent Under Fire I remember playing that on GameCube all the time. And then GoldenEye, of course.
Number 3, Kingsman. 4, I went with Bourne.
Okay.
5, which is relatively, actually, it is a new one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's really a franchise, but screw it.
It might be.
It could be.
I think they are making the second one.
I thought they were, yeah. But Atomic Blonde. And then my honorable mentions, Spy.
Is that the one with
Melissa McCarthy?
Okay.
That was a funny movie.
It was a good movie. What was it? Jude Law sneezes. And, Yeah, and Jason Statham might be the worst spy in that movie.
But the coolest spy.
Yes.
Another honorable mention, Man from U.N.C.L.E.
I need to see that.
Yeah, yes, you do. And then Get Smart and Austin Powers.
Good list. Oh, and then I kind of wanted to do this when we were recasting, but with all like everyone wants Bond to be a woman. Mm-hmm. I think Rebecca Ferguson would be like perfect.
Oh, right? The whole movie sets it up for it too. Like she would kill it too.
She would be
amazing.
She would be very good. I think that's if they choose anyone else, they're fools.
Yeah. Also, okay. Since new segment, who would you cast as a female James Bond? James Bond, not
Jane Bond.
Yes, Jane Bond. Sorry.
Who else?
Who would you?
Her.
For James Bond?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't think of anyone else that I think would be.
No, everyone coming to mind is either already in a type of role like that.
Yeah, I mean, she is in that type of role, but
right,
I think
she would.
She would be good.
And this is good because I just saw what next week's movie is, and I totally don't remember that.
Yeah. Which it's kind of a week late because it's coming out this weekend. But let's wrap this up. So that's been our show today. We hope you enjoyed it.
You can follow us on social media and our website, timandtonytalk.com. And remember, share this with your friends.
And make sure to join us next week for the Mild Manner movie review when we discuss Unbreakable.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thanks for listening. I'm Tim.
And I'm Tony, and we are the Dynamic Duo.
Good night.